So when did you know you wanted to be a tattoo artist?
I think that I didn't thought straight about it. I think it just happened. Like I get this question a lot. Like there's a few questions that everyone asks. Like
That's one of them.
I think that's one of them. Like how do you know? It's like I didn't knew it. I think it just happened because actually I like finished college and a master's degree. But I think that just happened like everything happens like super fast. Like I was taking care of my grandfather. I was ended like my master degree in the college at the same time because I was like studied two different things at the same time. And I wasn't married, but I lived with a guy because we dated for 5 years.
Okay.
So that happens like same week. Like I don't know, I end my relationship with this guy on a Friday, and my grandpa dies on Wednesday. So, but in that same week, I finished college and I finished that master thing. So I was like, what am I doing? You know, like I have nothing to do because I finished this. I don't know if I want to work about like the college thing, but I was starting doing that for a couple times, and then I don't know. I think it just happened. Like after college, I studied and we have a really cool and a really famous school in Mexico called Bellas Artes, which is like art, an art school, because I didn't knew like back then like what I want to study like. So I did that for 2 years and a half. It was like do high school again. It wasn't like college. It was like doing high school again. And at the same time, I was taking drug classes in another school, and like at the same time, yeah, it was crazy. I was doing a lot of things at the same time. So it was weird because like I started doing that, and this boyfriend that I have, the witch that I lived with, he was like he was a tattoo artist kind of because he wasn't like into that much because like he had a job. He tattooed, and when I was in school, I was drawing for his clients, and he was just tattooing them, but I was like drawing things. But to be honest, I was like really disgusting about blood. So at that day, I was like, ugh, I don't want to do it. I'm just gonna draw. And he's gonna do it, and there was like a kind of a deal,
like
you know.
Yeah. Okay.
But after we broke up, like I was like, okay, and I have no school. I have no my grandpa like he's not longer here, so I don't have to take care of him anymore. And I'm single again, you know. I don't have to go to school, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna keep doing this. And that week, a guy called me, and he was like, "Do you want to work in my tattoo shop?" Like that same week, and I was like, oh, "Yes, I want to." So I started to work there. That was like the first tattoo shop I ever worked.
What year was this?
I don't know, like 7 years ago.
7 years ago. Okay.
I don't know which year, but that was my first tattoo.
So I want to get a timeline then. When you went to college and got the master's, how old were you? Were you like 22 then?
23. I think I was
23. So you did both of those then, but it wasn't art related.
No, it wasn't art related.
What was it in?
Like, marketing.
Marketing. Okay. So marketing, but you didn't know what you wanted to do either,
no,
right?
I never did anything about it. Like, if someone asked me like, would you do it? I was like, fuck no. I would like study art for those 3 years. You know, like I'm not gonna do anything.
What did you want? Did you know? Like, did you have an idea of what you wanted to do when you were a kid, or no? Like
no.
Anything like this is what I want to do when I grow up?
I wanna like a vet.
Okay.
So like animals, and after I think that maybe after a couple of years I wanna be a
Psychology?
Yeah.
I had a period where I wanted to do that. Okay.
But it was like here,
Yeah.
like I remember
What
like
like
I
high
was
school though? Did you have I want to do this or?
no that I mean when I wanted to do that I was like in elementary school, like it's like when you are like 8 years. What do you say? Because I know how to say in Spanish. But
When you're 8 years old?
yeah, you're on.
What the schooling is called?
Yeah.
It's elementary school.
It's elementary school, right?
Yeah.
I was on elementary school when I wanted to be that.
Okay.
And I remember because like my teacher was, who's Virydiana? And it was like, that's me. And because I realized like, I want to live in London and be a psychologist and have my own. He was like, what the fuck is this? But no, I remember too, like the first time in elementary school when I had like a task to like draw something, and I was like drawing. Actually, I draw a wolf.
Okay.
And I remember like when I ended it, I was like, oh, this is not bad, you know, like they really look alike. You know what I mean? It was like,
I had that.
Was weird.
I had that with a panda.
Oh really?
8 years old too. That's funny. Okay. Okay. So a wolf. So then did you draw then as you got older or no?
Yeah, I used to draw all the time, but like I actually used to do like bigger ones, and every time I was sad, like I just did a tiny part, you know, like a big one took me maybe 4 or 5 months to
really. Wow.
finish it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you were good at drawing. You would like by the time you're in college, let's say, would you say that you were a really good drawer?
Yeah.
You would? Okay. Because
it's
not like you just decided to go to art school and then you decided to start tattooing. You obviously were good at drawing, and that is how you were able to do that. Okay.
But actually, I think that the thing that brought me there the most was like that boyfriend, you know, like I saw him. But after, actually, when we broke up, I paid for how do you say like this thing that when they teach you how to tattoo. It was like a week thing.
Okay. Yeah, like
workshop. You're speaking English.
Yeah, sorry.
Like a workshop, like worthless. Like I just spent my money.
And it didn't help at all.
No.
Okay.
So
usually how it is.
So I was like, okay, but at least I get the confidence to do it. You know, like okay, like I was like, all of those we're learning the same thing. So fuck it, I'm gonna do it. So I started doing it like I don't know, maybe once a week. But I think that they got lucky, kind of lucky, because like a couple of my friends knew that I was drawing a lot, and knew about the art school too, and knew about how I was not a bad drawer back then. So they were like, oh, you're gonna do it, like fuck yeah. So I think that you only get that with practice. Am I allowed to curse or no?
You can curse if you want. Be your natural self.
Okay.
So if you like to curse, it's fine.
Okay. I was thinking after. So
when after the first F bomb, I'm like, this is gonna be an explicit episode because you have to put you put like explicit or not on it, and it's like it's fine. So yeah, continue.
Okay, but
totally fine.
I have this thing THD. How do you say that?
TH.
What is the disorder, like your hard to pay attention thing?
Oh, AD.
AD. Yeah. So
attention deficit disorder. Okay.
So I'm gonna go back and forward for
totally fine. I'm gonna keep us on track.
So I forgot about what I was saying.
So so you were saying.
Oh yeah, I remember now.
Okay.
So that was easy, like because I think that tattoos are like just practice. Because I took that stupid workshop, like worldless. I just paid a lot of money for it, and I didn't get like none of like good information, you know. So I think it's just basically practice.
Okay.
So I got lucky because a lot of my friends are dumb, and they were like, "Fuck yeah, you want to tattoo me? Yeah, let's do it." So it wasn't that bad. Like I take a look, like the first ones are not good.
You're saying they let you tattoo them as practice. Okay.
Yeah. Because usually people, what they do is like start with legs because you can do it on yourself.
Doing it on yourself.
Okay. Yeah, that's like the common thing.
Uh-huh.
But I don't want to fuck up my body, so I'm gonna fuck up everybody else. Because I didn't want to do it myself because I was like, I don't want to get a bad tattoo because I like for sure it wasn't that bad, but it wasn't good because it was like my first ones, like I knew it wasn't like good. So I just made one, like tiny one that is here.
Okay.
And tattoos are always fade off. Always, okay? Mine didn't.
Oh, it's still
I
there.
did a really good job. So it's still there.
Wow.
I know.
Do you like it though or no?
No.
No.
It's just letters, but it was like, and I used like blue color.
Oh, blue? Wow, okay. So that's something I actually wanted to ask you was, is there no way to practice essentially unless you're tattooing either yourself or someone else?
No, I think that now you have more options. Like
There are
back
more
then we
options,
have
okay.
2 options. I did both, but I didn't like either. Like none of them. You can tattoo orange because it's supposed to be like kind of the skin.
The skin texture? Okay.
It doesn't.
No.
And like pork skin.
Okay.
You can buy there. I don't know if you're allowed here, but
In
Mexico
Mexico,
in Mexico you're allowed to do that.
All
So
right.
you can buy like pork skin, and I think it's a little bit better. Like it's a little bit more similar to human skin, but it's not like because they have like super thick hair. So it's the same with people who have like really thick hair. Even when you if you use a razor, like the pores is still kind of open, and that doesn't allow you to make like really straight lines or something. And you can do like super good textures because the skin already has texture. So okay, you can do it there, but it's not like you can figure it out later, but I think it's not a bad option.
So if you're a hairstylist or a barber, at least the hair grows back, right? But if it's a tattoo, it's like there forever unless you get a laser off.
But now you have like more options. Like you have like synthetic skin, which is good. I never tried it like one recently, but it's supposed to be like because we have ones like 7 years ago too, but it was like super bad quality. So when you do it, it was like okay, you get like straight line, but do you have tattoos? No, but have you ever saw like
how they're done?
Yeah. Okay. So you do a line, you have to clean it up.
Yeah.
Right. So when you clean, they was so thick that it stains everything else. You know what I mean? It's just like it was like bad quality. So if you see if you did a good job, you weren't able to do it because it was so dirty. Like you're not able to see anything because actually depends of the ink, but they're usually a little bit thick. So every time you clean, you made it worse. So, but now you have like different synthetic fake skin, and I think they're good. Like you can do it better. So I would do there, but actually I think that there's too good that actually it's easier to practice there than in human skin. It's the opposite now.
Okay, interesting. So then, if you're a really good drawer, what's the transition into tattooing that you need to learn? Like, if you're a good drawer, can you draw then basically on someone's body when you're tattooing, or is it pressure that you're learning essentially?
Actually, it's I don't know how to explain this, but for example, I have like a really good drawers friends, but they're suck at tattooing.
So they're bad at tattooing. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's because like for sure, like I recommend you. Okay, this is gonna sound bad, but it's life. Okay, that a lot of people think that do tattoos is really hard, but I think it's not that hard to learn.
Okay.
Which is hard is like find how to do it cool. You know what I mean? It's like driving. Like, okay, I know there's like a lot of people who knows how to drive, but that doesn't mean that they're like good drivers. You know what I mean? They know how to drive, but they're crushed a lot. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, you can learn how to do a tattoo. Like I can teach you in a week how to do it. But I think that the hard part is like find your own style, your color, which colors you like, and things that only you can learn with the time is like I can sense like how deep should I go to doesn't make a really bad injury in your skin, like doesn't go too deep. And if you drink a lot of water, if you're a smoker, we can notice that kind of things. Because at the end of the day, like skin is an organ, you know, like it's like you have to take care of it. So if you don't drink water, it's gonna be dry, and like the skin can tell you a lot about your health too. So we have like that's the hard part, like the difference between like learning to do on a synthetic skin, because the real skin are super different. Like skin color is like a really important thing, you know, like if your skin is in a good, it's healthy or not, all that kind of stuff. But I mean, like to do like I don't know, like tiny tattoos, like letter tattoos, it's not that hard, you know. Like it's not like super hard to know how to do it. I think, but you need to be like honest about a lot of stuff. Like the ethical way, it's like for me it's too important. It's like when somebody asks me for a finger tattoo, I rather tell them like, okay, I could say just like a lot of people does that. Like you go into a shop and I want to get this, and they're okay. They don't ask you, they don't explain you anything. You know, you don't know anything about it. So they need to explain you like a couple things, like I don't know, like ink spreads, always spreads a little bit. So I don't know if you ever saw a person who has like a tiny writing thing and you are not able to read it now. Have you ever saw that?
Yeah.
Okay, that happens because when you ask for something super tiny and they don't explain you this, that the ink always gonna spread like 1 millimeter or 2. But imagine if you have an A in the space.
Yeah, there's not a lot of space on the finger too.
Yeah. So they don't explain you this. So a year and a half later, you're not gonna have something good. So tattoos on fingers are like really, they're gonna fade off, and they're not gonna fade off like completely. They're gonna fade off like bad. Like, you know, I don't know if you saw it before.
I've seen faded ones, but I've never seen one. So you're saying essentially it becomes like a blotch on your skin, where it almost looks like there's ink still there, but it's like you can't read anything.
Yeah,
right? But there's still something there. It's like completely gone. Like my finger, how there's nothing.
Yeah, I don't know. Like for example, you okay. I'm erasing this one with laser, so that's why it's a little bit weird. But it used to be like you was able to see the space between each.
It's more defined than it is now.
So a lot of people, you're gonna go there and you're gonna ask for 5 centimeters, like 3 different words on 5 centimeters. It was on an inch. Just imagine like 2 different words in 1 inch.
Yeah.
And you're gonna pay, and that's it. You know. But it's now a good way. Like I see it in that way. Like you have to explain it. Okay, I can charge you for that. But I rather explain you that it's not gonna look good with the time. So I rather for you to be happy with your body like that, or do it bigger if you want it bigger. But like be honest about it, you know, because you're gonna get like to a lot of places when you're gonna ask for something and they're gonna give it to you, you know. But I think it's like good to know for people who doesn't have tattoos to know this, because a lot of people you're gonna show up with your I want a lion here because you saw it in Carabin and you thought that that's so cool, but they doesn't explain you how it's gonna look like 2 years, maybe a year after. Okay, now if you know and you still want to do it, okay, that's your responsibility. You know, because I'm not against that too. It's like, but you have to know.
Informed consent, essentially.
And a lot of people is like, okay, I'm gonna charge you like, I don't know, 1,000 for stupid lying here because it's like super detailed. It's gonna take a lot, but that's gonna look so bad in a year and a half. So if you're like YOLO people, like let's do it, but you have to know. I think it's important to know that kind of stuff. So, but that kind of stuff you only know when you're like, I don't know. I knew this maybe 3 years after I started because I used to do like tiny, super tiny things. And I saw it like 3 years after and look like super thick now. You know what I mean? So, for example, microrealism, it's like, I'm not against it, but I think that's gonna look bad in a few years. Oh, maybe it's not that bad, but you're gonna need like a touch up before like the sub, I don't know, maybe in a year after to get it. You know what I mean? That kind of stuff. But people doesn't explain you this. That's why it's better like you wanna something like super detailed, do it bigger. But a lot of people not going to ask you like they're not gonna explain you because they only want your money. You know, like go there and pay and got it, and then you're not gonna be able to say anything because that's gonna happen like 2 years or a year and a half later. It's like never comes to me like after a year and a half to me like I can read this, you know. But I know that now. But if you work like because I worked alone a couple of times, and that's what a lot of people do that now. Like they have like private studios, but I think it's important when you start to work with other people to know about these things or read books or saw something to inform you, you know. Because I think that a lot of people now wants to be a tattoo artist after they know how much you pay for a tattoo. Because I think that a lot of people think it's cheap. It's not cheap. It's really expensive, and a lot of people say like, okay, I want to do this. It's like, okay, it's good to think that you want to be this, but don't do it because you think you're gonna earn a lot of money, okay? Because you're not thinking straight. You're thinking about like, okay, I'm getting a tattoo which is really expensive from these people, but you don't know that how long this it's gonna take you, okay? So if you start at 28, it's gonna take you 7 years to get to charge that money. You know what I mean? It's a lot of people think that okay, I'm gonna start learning. It's not like that. It's like the whole process. And in the case that you're good, because if you're not good, and imagine like how many hours have to spend in learning that thing, and then how many years and like build a reputation. You know what I mean? I think it's important to know that. Like I'm not like encourage you to do it, just that you have to know that kind of things because a lot of people like lives in a fantasy of okay, I'm gonna learn how to tattoo and I'm gonna start to charge a lot of money, but it's not like that. And it's something like it's really hard. It's a really hard job for a few things, but the thing is that you have to be with someone for a lot of hours, you know. So sometimes like thank God that never happened to me. Like maybe twice.
I see what you
I
mean.
didn't like.
If you don't like the person, and you're like,
If you're gonna sit like for 6 hours with someone, it's really exhausting.
do you talk to people, or are you strictly like
I
focused on?
usually talk a lot.
Do you?
Yeah,
But is that hard? Is that hard for you though to like tattoo and talk at the same time?
no,
Or it's
no,
fine?
I can do both things at the same time. But I think sometimes I do this like
That's
sometimes
fine.
I like talking and maybe I stop, but I didn't realize, you know, like but the other person don't. It was like I'm like this, like.
So when I get my hair cut, I'm always debating if I should talk to the, or if like you're
No, but
gonna
I think
do.
in that case, no, because you're gonna move more. Like if you're talking, you're.
Yeah, but like once again, the hair grows back. The tattoo is there forever. So if you're like the person's not focused, that's interesting though. Okay. Wow. Okay, but you're saying though, like if you don't like the person and you're with them a long time, that's when the job can get bad.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
You have to work faster because is that I want to be done by now. You know what I mean? Yeah, but that doesn't happen a lot. Like, no, at least not to me. Like, I think that there's like crazy people. Like, I don't know. Like, but I think that I just got lucky. I don't have like super problematic clients to be honest. Like
That's
maybe
good.
2 or 3 times
Total that.
total. So.
Okay.
and it was like an old woman.
Oh, really?
Like, so,
Wow.
yeah, it was an old woman who was oh my god. Okay, so this is what happens too with tattoo artists. Okay, so like you're looking for something, you send a picture of what you want, and it's like I want exactly like this. Okay, so it's hard to explain, but it's like okay, first of all, something could be just like a good picture, you know, like this kind of gorgeous girl with a tattoo, you know, it's like I'm not telling you that you're ugly, but you're not like that. You know, it's gonna look different because you have like big arms. She's like super skinny. It's look. I'm not telling you that it's gonna look bad. I'm just telling you it's gonna look different. So I need you before we start that you get this because maybe if at the end of the day you're not like because if you're thinking that it's gonna look like that, it's not. It's gonna look good. So that's happened. Okay. But when someone sends you something like a picture of another tattoo. I don't know if you saw this meme. It's like a tattoo thing meme. When someone did like a really big chest tattoo and they avoid the nipple, you know, like on a guy.
Yeah.
And the other guy do it just with the nipple, like tattoo on the arm and did the nipple because you know what
I know what
you know what I get.
Yeah, that's funny.
Okay, so she sent me the picture of a. It was like geometric thing, you know, like mandala. How do you say it? Mandala? Do you know what a mandala is?
A medallion?
Mandala. It's like a. These things are like a lot of circles and tiny things around, like symmetric.
I think I know what you're talking about, but I don't know it in English.
But you know what I'm talking about. Okay. She sent a picture. It was on the shoulder. So of course you can you was able to see the whole tattoo because the picture was taken like here, but you have to keep in mind that of course it's not a circle, you know, the picture is not a circle because the shoulder like goes this way, this way, this way, this way, so it's not a perfect circle, you know what I mean. So I have to draw it from zero like that, like I did all the lines as it was here, but after she was like, "Oh my god, I don't like it because it's too perfect."
It's too perfect.
And I was like, "What are you talking about?" It's because now it looks like I don't know how to say that, and I don't know even if you guys have this, but usually when you eat in Mexico, like grandpas and grandmas has this thing like a circle, like needle with, you know what I mean? I don't know if you have this.
When you're eating.
Like you put the plate on.
And it rotates or no?
No, it doesn't rotate. It's just like it's for decoration.
Okay.
You know, but it's like
I wouldn't know
perfect.
About that anyways.
And
okay.
she was like, okay, that looks like this, and it's too perfect. It's super symmetric. And I want it like this, so like the picture was taken like was like not a perfect circle, and I was like, "What the do you want me to say to that? Like, sorry, I don't want to pay you because you did a really good job. You know what I mean?" And I was like, "Oh no, we're not going to do that."
Yeah.
And so that's what's one of the only time that something like I came forgot. So, like, treat with people could be really hard.
Honestly, there's so many things I want to ask you.
Yeah,
as you're talking, there's like this, this,
yeah,
this.
Go ahead.
Wait, so, okay. I don't even know where to... Have you ever messed up on a tattoo or no?
Sure.
So...
I will be lying if I say never, ever.
So how do you go about... Because it's obviously there, right? Once you've done it. So
okay.
do you adjust or do you... Oh, let's do it. Maybe you do a different tattoo. Like, this will look better.
But I think that you don't notice.
You don't notice?
No, you don't notice.
Oh, the person doesn't notice. Okay.
Yeah, they don't notice. Like, you know that you could do it better, you know? But usually the person is like, oh my god, I love it.
But has anyone ever told you?
Once.
Like, oh, this is not...
Yeah,
like,
but
you messed up here.
But this is like a really long story. Like, it's gonna take you like 10 minutes. Do you want to hear?
Is it a good story?
No, it's not.
It's not a good story. Okay.
It was like pisses me off so bad.
Let's not talk about it. I don't want to.
But it's like basically this happened, okay?
Uh-huh.
She asked for a tiny tattoo. Actually, the thing that I explained you before happened. Like she sent me a picture of a super skinny girl,
With that tattoo.
with a tiny tattoo here. Okay.
Okay.
So she was okay. I want to get this, and I was like, okay, but I want to get it after like I end my job or whatever. I was like, okay, I need the appointment at 7. Now I was like, I know I never work after 3 p.m. You know, because it's gonna take me time, and I don't want to like take until 12 be work. You know, so I was like, okay, that's gonna took me like I don't know, 15 minutes, 30 minutes to. It was really tiny. It was like cherry blossom flower, but it wasn't the flower because it was too tiny. They were just dots. You know what I mean? Like just like tuning the texture of tiny flowers. You know. So I was okay. It was just like a line with a lot of tiny dots, different colors. That's it. It's gonna take me like 30 minutes tops. I was like, okay, I can see you at 7. Okay, the day of the appointment came, and I was like, okay. She was like, oh, I don't know if I want to get it, but I don't want to. Okay, I asked for a deposit to book because if you don't show up, like I have something because maybe I went there or I book you. Okay, I separate that time for you.
And you could have had someone else potentially. You could have had another person get a tattoo that you would
that's
have
why
paid.
we asked for
the
the deposit.
Yeah.
Okay, that deposit is not refundable if you don't show up, or if you want to change the date, you have to do another deposit. Okay, but I didn't like. It was a long time ago, like a year and a half after I started trying.
Okay.
So now what I do is like I send like a long message, like okay, you're not gonna be like before the deposit. Like okay, if you want to change the date, it's not refundable. If you came with like sunburn, I'm not gonna be able to tattoo you, and your deposit is gone. Like you know, like I clarify everything to avoid that kind of stuff now. After, but I have to learn this way first. So she was like, okay, so my boyfriend can't get the tattoo, so I'm not gonna like. You know, like you're not gonna give me my money back, but I don't wanna lose it. So my boyfriend can get the tattoo instead of me. And I was like, okay, bring your boyfriend then. And I told her if it's something that I usually do, that's fine. It was 7 p.m. and he was like, okay, I want a mandala, one of those things. Like, but actually, it was like a kind of the. Have you ever saw the Rock tattoo?
Dwayne Johnson, like The Rock?
Yeah.
On his arm?
Yeah. It's like black, like.
Tribal tattoo, right?
Yeah, tribal tattoo.
Yeah.
So, and I was wondering, and I was like, it's 7 p.m. and we are agree like, you have like half hour for a tattoo. And if I start at, first of all, I have to draw it. It's gonna take me like 2 hours, and then just get it done. It's gonna take me like 5 hours. Like this is not gonna happen. So no worries. You can go home, think about it. Of course, you're gonna lose your deposit. But it was just like back then. I asked for, I think it was like $20, like $25 for to book.
That's it?
Yeah, it was
Okay.
like 7 years.
I'm thinking in my head like it's $1,000. Like oh my, it's okay.
Well, but I mean but it's different. Like for Mexican, because as like.
So this is in Mexico.
20
This is in Mexico.
Yeah. So it wasn't like it's not a lot of money, but it's not like you can eat like a timely with that money. You know what I mean?
That makes sense. Okay.
Yeah. We have to make.
I don't know.
context.
I don't know why I'm picturing you like doing it here. I was picturing in my head like she's here, like
no.
some difficult, you know, like woman.
Yeah.
She wants to be an actress. And she's like a waitress, and like yeah. Okay.
No, after I was like, no, we're not gonna do it. So just nothing happened. Like you can just lose the deposit, go home, don't get anything, and everything's gonna be great. So she was like, no, I don't want to lose the deposit. Well, okay. So I was okay. What do you want to do? And she was okay. Then I want this flower, but I want it realistic. And I was like, that's gonna take me like 3 hours. I don't mind, but it's gonna cost you super different money than the
What
one
would-
that you
originally.
asked at the beginning. You know, because I'm gonna take like a lot of time more than we agreed. And she was like, no, I don't want to pay it. So you want to get the one that you asked for? And she was like, yeah, let's do that one better. Okay, I did. And she left. And like 25 minutes after that, like her boyfriend called me. And he was like, oh, I'm sorry. She's not happy with the tattoo. And I was like, what is the thing that she doesn't like if I did like exactly what she asked for? Because I was like, what the and he was like, I don't know, like, could you fix it? And I was like, what do you want to fix? It's not like bad done, you know? So you can come over and just tell me what you want to get, like, what you want to change. And they didn't show up. So she texted me and she was like, I want to be fix this because I don't like it, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So I was like always so mad at the time. And she shows up and I was like, okay, what do you want to do? And she was like, I want to cover up with the realism thing that I asked you before. And I was like, I'm not gonna be able to do that because for do realism I need like clean skin. So I'm not gonna be able to cover this with that because I need to clean skin to do that. Okay, so we can't. So what do you want to do? And she was like, we spent like an hour talking about it, and she showed up with a friend who has so bad tattoos. And the next thing that I was so pissed because like the friend called her tattoo artist and asked like, do you think we can cover this because the tattoo artist says that we can blah blah blah, you know? And I was like, Summer, because she did that in front of me. And I was like, what the I want to punch you in the face right now. But I didn't. So I was like, and I told my client, like, if you're gonna hurt her, like, watch, see their tattoos. Like, they're so bad. Are you gonna hurt, like, a recommendation from her? She has shitty tattoos. Are you gonna follow like her recommendation? And the other girls were like, you know, like, fuck. It was, what do you want me to say? You think that call him and tell them in front, like, you're gonna tell me how to do my job, like, you know? And I was like, okay, tell me what you want to do. I'm gonna do it. And if that doesn't come as you thought, I don't mind, like. And she was like, how much does it gonna cost me? And I was like, nothing, but hurry up because like I get really angry. And he was like, oh, I only want a few points more, and that's it. I did it, and I was like, okay, you can live. Like, I didn't even went with her because I usually go with my client at the door and say goodbye, you know? Like, I was like,
Get out.
and but the funny thing of this was that actually it was like I did used to do tattoos on her boss when on her boss, and there was comments and she was like, oh, I'm so sorry I sent her to you, and I was like, no worries, okay, like, thank you so much for the recommendation. And after I did another tattoo on the boss, and she told me like, okay, this girl is telling me if you can fix a few tattoos, like she would pay whatever you ask for fix another tattoo they had after they made after you. And I was like, not all the money in the world would like no way, like I'm not gonna never like ever again, like that's I think that's the most like the worst.
That's the worst experience you ever had. Was with
but I think that was the only time that a client was like, I don't like it.
Okay.
But yeah, I think I didn't like.
But that's not even like you messed up, right?
No,
It's
but
just
you
like she
asked
didn't
like
like it.
if anyone asked like told me,
Okay.
right? Like
But that was just she just decided she wanted something
she
different,
was stupid.
which is
Yeah.
like, yeah, that's insane. Honestly, that's a crazy person right there.
Yeah, but after I remember that I was taking a look Facebook, and she was like on her bio was like I don't know how to explain it. It was like basically I'm a pain in the neck, like from like describing herself like I'm a really bad girl or whatever. And I was like, oh my god, I should
Should've
read
looked at her
this
Facebook.
before. Well, I should read this before. So now after that, I take a look of.
Oh, your little scouting report
yeah.
before? That's funny. Okay.
Yeah. 12 were like, like psycho killers, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I do that after.
What is like oh, I don't know if I guess we could say do you think most people, like what percentage of people do you think have good tattoos just in general? Do you think most people have bad tattoos?
I think most
Because I feel like most people have bad
taste
taste in tattoos.
Yeah.
You'd agree with that?
Yeah.
Is there ever, so when someone comes in, obviously you think you're good at it and you do good work, right? But it's like if they want something, are you sometimes thinking to yourself like this, why does this person want this on their body? Does it look terrible on them? Is that ever
Yeah,
a
but
thing?
I think that I don't know. It was different when I started. Because I just wanna tattoo, like do tattoos. So I basically do whatever. That's why it's a good and a bad thing. Because I think that I'm gonna explain you that later. But I think that when I start to tattoo, I was doing everything, because I just wanna eat basically and do tattoos because I want to practice. So if you ask me for a letter, for an animal, for a flower, for whatever you want, I used to do it, but not now. Well, here maybe I'm gonna start doing that again, but I usually don't do that. But I know how to do it because I always say like, okay, let's do it. So I know how to do a lot of styles. Okay, I think that I'm better in ones than others, but I know how to do everything. So when I start, maybe that was a common thing because I say yes to everything. Oh my god, why do you want to get this? But it keeps me happy when someone, I don't know, wants the girlfriend name or say no. Oh my god, why do you want to do this? Like I know why I can't. I've been in love before, but maybe not that deep. I don't know. I don't have like any match tattoos.
No matching?
No,
and no
not
names
even
either.
friends.
And no names either?
No.
Okay.
No.
You're
And
smart.
I think that's not a bad idea. Maybe if it's like a symbolic thing, like I don't know, like same flowers, same something but name? Oh my god. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a rough one.
But like somebody, I like, what's the weird thing that you ever tattooed? They asked me this a lot too. It's
What
like
is it?
I remember it was a guitar.
Oh, a guitar, okay.
Oh my god, with the circle thing of a
halo? No.
No, with the I don't know how to say. Adams has, like this, and you have the bottle inside. You know what I mean? Okay, was the guitar with all of that, and the tiny circle thing goes around. It's like crowns, tiny crowns.
That's a little wild, huh?
Yeah. I think that's the weirdest. It was like, I don't know what that.
Yeah.
But I don't ask anymore.
That's not. It's weird, but it's not weird. Where you feel like it just seems like it has some weird meaning for that person, maybe, right? Like all this, I don't know, like symbolism
It makes
probably
no
going
sense.
on. I know, but like I was like, I don't know. I feel like there's some weird stuff people want, probably. You ever do faces or no?
No, actually I started painting faces last year, so I don't know how to yet. I will do I just tattooed once or twice, but it was like a general face, like a girl face, Because I don't do portraits because I think that even if you change an eyebrow, you will look different. You know what I mean? But if it's like a general thing, like if it's a girl, if it's free, that's fine. If it's not like exactly like the picture, like it won't mind. You know what I mean? But no, I don't do that yet because I just learned how to do it like last year, like painting. So I'm not gonna do anything that I can't draw. If I know how to draw or paint it, I'm not gonna do it.
Okay. What about when someone's body like drastically changes? It does change the tattoo, right? Is that is the thing?
That could happen, but like you need to be like La Roca, you know. Like you need to be so much bigger.
But if you put like let's say you're a guy, for example, right? And let's say you put on like 20 pounds of muscle, are your tattoos gonna look different, or
it's gonna be
they will look different?
Yeah, a little bit. But like it's not like super like you have to change a lot for that to change.
Like obese.
Yeah, like
obese. Okay.
But for example, what it could happen in women, or maybe like okay, if you got a surgery on your tattoo or whatever. For example, I had the girlfriend of a friend has like this like I don't know how to say that for
the
babies.
C-section, cesarean section, yeah, scar around her.
She used to have a letters here.
Oh, really?
So
before the baby?
Before the baby.
Okay.
So after.
Oh, it's like in half now?
It didn't match, you know, like.
She wasn't really planning ahead, right? Wow, that's fun.
That kind of thing could happen.
That is a funny one. That's a very unique
like, I don't know, if you had like in surgery in your arms, you had tattoos, maybe you won't match. Like,
okay.
It's gonna
Interesting.
Yeah, that could happen.
Okay. So you kind of touched on your style a little bit. How would you describe your style? Like the main thing you like to do?
I have no idea. I think that I do. Every time someone asks me, it's like I do color.
I was about to say that seems like I haven't really seen. I mean, I'm not like I don't really know a lot about tattoos, right? But it seems like looking at your Instagram, the colors are insane. Like how vibrant they are.
That's why I'm just like, okay, I do color.
Is that though like common or not? Because I've never seen tattoos like that where they're that vibrant, the colors. Like I've never seen that before. So I don't know if it's just like, is it popular or not? Is that kind of
tattoo?
Yeah, sure, in Mexico. Like that type
of
tattoo.
I think that, for example, like every culture has different taste about tattoos. For example, I used to travel to Canada a lot, so I wasn't have like that much work there because a lot of people like black and white tattoos only, and I just
that's what I would do if I was doing yeah.
So I know how to do it. So I was working with it. Mostly I did like black and white thing because like a lot of people doesn't like color. But Mexico, but I think
that's what I'm saying. It's like your color is like amazing. Because when you see color tattoos normally, it looks bad pretty much always.
But I think maybe it's cultural too because I think that for example, I thought about like the weather in Canada, which is like I don't like Canada because of that, you know, like it's like a really good country to live in. I never would live there because it was too bad. Like it's freezing and everything is like gray. Maybe because of that, a lot of people like black and gray tattoos. In Mexico, everything is different. Everything is colorful. There's a lot of flowers. There's a lot of out there, you know. Like I think it's the cultural thing too.
Okay.
I think so. Maybe here it's half. Like half people like color, half people like black and gray. But like Canada was like super like I can notice like easily like a lot of people rather get a black and gray tattoo. Here it's different. But I think half. Half people like color, half people doesn't because maybe it's the weather, you know, like you have both.
The mentality of the people, maybe.
Yeah. I think that maybe
that's interesting.
I don't know. I think so.
Okay. I don't know if that. Because like I'm thinking of Japan. Like Yakuza.
Oh, Japan is like really.
Yakuza though, and how colorful those are.
Okay, that's okay. Talking about Japan and about tattoos is really hard because actually it's like forbidden. That you can't be at the gym if you have tattoos. You have to cover yourself.
You can't go in the hot springs.
Pools, yeah, that kind of stuff. If you have tattoos, you have to cover them. And actually, to be a tattoo artist, then you have to be a doctor.
Really?
So
I didn't know that. Really?
so it's kind of illegal to do it.
But I'm sure people still do it though, right?
Yeah, but if they catch you, it's like really bad for you. I think you have 3 strikes. Like the first of all is just like you have to pay something. Next time you have to pay something, but the third time you have to like it's jail.
Do you know what it's called? You know how they do that specific style of
The
tattooing?
technique?
Yeah, where it's they use the they don't use the gun, they use the I don't know what it's called. Okay. But it's like they're like manually doing it like beating
yeah,
into
it's
your
like
skin.
it's basically the same needle, but they have to do it like this, like same pressure. But it's just like a stick, like a really long stick.
What's the difference though between doing it that way and the normal way?
Okay,
of how it's gonna look.
But I think for me, I think it's more like I say, like it's like a cultural thing, you know, like because I think that for them, like tattoos means something different. Like it means like you're from mafia.
Yeah.
So in Mexico, it's not like that.
Yeah.
You know, like tradition is because of that. Now you can get it now, like, but you know, like it's not that normal to get your body covered like that because it's in a specific way. You know, you have to do like lift your neck like this until here, just the middle. It has like a certain way. You can choose it. Actually, the tattoo artist choose which is the design. You know, depends of I think your personality and stuff. You know, like it's like a really long process, and I think that you have to earn it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But a lot of people do that now, but I think that there's like 2 kinds. That's what I think, like 2 different type of people who does that. One is because you're like a dickhead and you want to look cool.
Oh, why people get tattoos?
No, I mean like in that way because
in that way. Okay.
I mean like.
But that's more painful too, doing it that way, right?
I don't think it's more painful, but it's
really?
like
Okay.
it's gonna take you a long time.
Yeah.
I think that the people that does that, it's because you weren't with that culture. You know how to do it. You know what I mean? So if it's out of your culture, I think that's just for me. Like that doesn't mean that it's like it is what it is. You know what I mean? It's just like my point of view. So I think that if you have like the opportunity to do it better, faster, I don't know why wouldn't you take it if it's not your culture, you know? Because I think that if it's like a cultural thing, it's good because it's different. Like it's like a ritual, you know what I mean? It's different. But like if you're just like a random guy who wants like just like do it regular, you're gonna.
Do you know who Anthony Bourdain is?
And do what?
Anthony Bourdain.
No, I don't know.
You don't know who he is? So he was. I think he was a writer, but he had a really popular. You would like, since you like food a lot, you should watch it. It's called Anthony Bourdain's Parts Unknown. It was like a travel and food show, and it did. I think it was like 16 seasons. But when he went to Tokyo, he actually got a tattoo because he has a ton of tattoos, and he got one of those tattoos where it was like, and they showed him getting it done, but he's like a white guy.
No,
like
but I mean
American.
like it's good to do it. Like if you're looking for that kind of experience, it's good. But they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
It's part of their culture.
Yeah.
You know, it's like okay, I'm like Mexican. No one in Mexico like born like that. It's not part of the culture. You know, it's not part of us. So I don't think so. Like, but it's like interesting. Like, but they have like their own way to do it. You know, it's not like. I think that what other people do is like appropriate something that's not yours. But if you're not, I mean, I think that you have to take more responsibility on that kind of thing because it's better if you like approach to one of them if they want to teach you, like do it in a super different way, you know? Because you can do it on your own, but if what you're looking for is to be different and do different things or do what they are doing, you have to learn from them. It's like, how are you gonna do what they are doing if you're not learning from them? It's stupid, you know. It's just what I thought, like. But it's really interesting to know it. But if you want to get it, go and get it with them. No, go with someone that wants to do this. Just, I don't know. I think so. It's what I think. Maybe because they have like a lot of hand pokes artists now. I'm not against them. It's just that it's not something I would do because I think that you can get it like faster, better with like the kind of artifacts that we have now. We have needles because back in the days we have like a big needle, like different kind of machines. Like you have to change the needle if you want to change them. If you want it thicker or big or thinner, you have to change. Like I don't know how to explain it because it's like really kind of technical thing in tattoos. But it was like really slow. You have to change the needle if you want to do it thicker or thinner. Takes you a lot of time. So like machines now doesn't have like they're even wireless. You have to you can just carry the thing. That's it, and you're gonna be able to do it faster, better. Like no more. Like you can cause like less pain, less damage to the skin because actually it's like it's carved with ink, so you can like do less damage to the skin if you can now do it. That there's stuff for that. Like why wouldn't you? That's what I thought. It's better to spend money on the quality of the things that you're using. Because of course, like a wireless machine is like way expensive than others. But if you want to do it right, it's like you have to spend like money on what you're doing too. You know. But I think that if it's like for a culture, I think for the experience is good. But if it's like for because of a random one guy who wants to do that, I wouldn't. You know. There's a lot of tattoo artists who travel to conventions and you can get it. I don't know. I wouldn't do it. It's too much pain, too much time to do it. But I think it could be like a really good experience if you are into collect tattoos because there's a lot of people there that collect them. And I think that maybe the last time I was here, I saw that maybe have a I don't know thousands in tattoos, like thousands, because he was big and he collected them. So if he paid like 5,000 each timepiece, like yeah, maybe he could buy a house with.
Oh,
with
that's a
that,
really interesting perspective.
Yeah. But
Like how much money is on your body, essentially, right?
yeah.
Very
Because you
interesting.
spend it. So, but if you're into that I think would be like a really cool experience. But if you're gonna do it right. Don't just get just like a tiny thing. Like do it bigger because it's like a different context than like the tattoos we can do it in the city.
So you said like color tattoos, how they're popular in Mexico, and then in Canada it really wasn't because they're like black and white, and then in the US maybe it's a little bit more mixed. So you know how like if you open a restaurant, it might work in one part of the city, and then maybe you open another location in a different part of the city, and it like just bombs for whatever reason because it's like in a bad location, even though it's like a good restaurant, right?
Yeah.
So like as a tattoo artist, right? If you're traveling around and you do color, then do you think you could, like, let's say you did like Canada, would you have to like develop new skills probably because you wouldn't get enough work? You think that would be how it would be?
That already happened to me a lot of times.
Really? Okay. So can you talk about maybe one of those times where
Yeah,
like,
for example, in Canada, like I have to do like black and gray tattoos. Actually, I did like maybe I was traveling there.
but you already had the skills to do that.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like you had to relearn anything.
No.
Okay.
No, because I started from there, but
Okay.
but yeah, like maybe I did like I don't know, like just for say something like 20 tattoos there. It was more because I was back and forth for very long periods of time, a lot of times. Of those 20, just one was like my design.
Cool. What about then? How do you? What you learn, like when you're developing new skills. You talked about how you do like you're learning portraits right now, right? And or like learning to draw portraits before you'd ever tattoo that. How do you balance what you're interested in learning versus what's popular and what will make you more money? Are you considering that at all?
Yeah, I consider that because actually what I want to do, like what I want to try now is like to kind of paint because I do like tiny painting tattoos, like half realism, like half painting, half realism, like half butterfly.
And is that what you want to do, or that's like super popular where you can make a
No,
lot
I
more
think
money?
it's like if I wanted to do something like popular, I would do micro realism. Because a lot of people,
Realism, okay.
sometimes people consider my job as micro realism, but it's not because it's not that tiny. Like sometimes the picture could be tricky, you know. Like sometimes people thought about about it's just like this, but it's not. It's just like this or bigger, like I don't know which one, like 3 inches or more. And I can do really good. I can do like really good detail on that space, but like on an inch, I can't. You know, but a lot of people are getting like micro realism touches a lot, like tiny things, black and gray things with lines and dots, and I don't know who started that.
I want to show you someone after, because I actually looked to see if you followed him, because he's an LA tattoo artist, and
Who's he?
his you don't follow him, but his Instagram is Kacho Tattoo, and he's in LA, but he does like, I don't know if his style is what you're talking about, but I think it might be, because he does these like, it really looks like lifelike on the person's skin. It's insane, but they're really small. He does a lot of really small. I'll show you after.
That's
but
gonna look in 2 years.
You think so?
Depends. Like you need to show me, but
I'll show you.
a lot of
I'll show
those.
you. I mean, they're honestly amazing tattoos. They're pretty crazy.
But I think that it's not that bad. Just that you will need a touch up like before, you know, like for the bigger tattoo, maybe it's gonna take like 5 to 10 years to need it, just in case that you want it. A touch up maybe if you want it, because it's not necessary, to be honest. But for one of those, if you wanted to keep looking good, maybe just like 2 years stops.
Okay. What's your tattoo you're most proud of?
I don't
Do you
know.
have one? You don't have one in mind?
No.
Do you have a few though that you can think of? Or?
Yeah, and actually it's weird, like which happens because sometimes, like I don't know, I don't doing one and just like post it, and I was like, oh my god, this is gonna be like so good, and no one cares, you know. And sometimes I do like,
you mean like
post something that I don't even
on
like
Instagram,
it that
how
much.
it's gonna like the likes and all that. That's funny.
And it's like, oh, this is gonna be so good. It's just like no one cares, and sometimes I just post something that I don't care that much. Like, that's good, and it's just boom.
It's
like
always like that. Always. I know what you mean. That's funny. I would do that with like taking travel photos. You think this is this is such a cool photo. This is definitely gonna be the one that gets the most likes, and it doesn't. And then it's like the one you're like, and then it gets the most. Okay.
Yeah, but like I work a lot, so the time that I've been here, I think this is the month that I work the last in my life. You know, like because I always work like Monday to Saturday in Mexico. So I think that it could be a good thing, because now when I do tattoos, I think that I enjoy it a little bit more and I appreciate it more. You know, like that never happens to me before. Like don't have that many clients.
Just because you're doing it less. Right, you're appreciating it more. Okay. What about, did you ever have imposter syndrome with charging people a certain amount of money, where you feel like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, I'm not worth this much money.
Yeah.
So how do you deal with that? How did you get over it? Do you still struggle with that, or is that something you got over?
No, I think that, no, I don't know. Like here happens again because, okay, it's weird because I only been here for a month. Like you know how much like $1 costs like for Mexican business.
Oh,
it's like almost
conversion.
20. That's like almost 20 times most. You know. Yeah. So when I got here, it was like oh, I don't know. I'm gonna charge like 1,000 for this, and just do the conversion. The conversion, and it was like what? You know, like.
Oh, you're saying so you did it from $1,000 to pesos to see what it would be?
What the
and you're like, this is way too much. Okay.
But then I took Ubers here, and I was like, oh my god, no, like you can spend like 100 like this, you know, like 200 like this.
Yeah.
So I think, but for example, if something happens to me, like I don't know, like if I I don't know if I didn't like it that much. If I say like something, I maybe could charge you a little bit less. But I think that depends on me because you don't know that, or maybe it's because not that I like you, just like could be a girl too. I'm not into girls, but I mean like I had like a really nice time tattooing you. Like the chat was good, and sometimes make me charge you less because
I see.
I had like a really good time. It was like because it could be funny. Like a lot of people are really interesting. Like I have like I don't know maybe 5 to 10 people that I really like tattooing. It's like okay, I'm gonna see her today because we're gonna laugh a lot. You know, everything's gonna be fine. Like that people like charge less, and if you're paying in, I'm gonna charge you more. For example.
That's interesting. Are you charging though by like how long it's gonna take? Or
Yeah, I think but you can do like approximate how long it's gonna take you and do like because it depends. Like if it's like something, I don't know, if you want your arm done, it's like okay, I'm gonna charge you this for 5 hours, or you can if you want, I can charge you per hour. But I can do that much. In Canada, like just the tattoo shop, like I have to because the tattoo shop was like goes off because I work fast. So I'd rather to charge like per project than per hour because it's not like good for me because I work fast. So, but I work fast because I've been doing this for a long time. You know, it's like it doesn't mean that if doing a B, for example, it just took me like 25 minutes, and like a real lesson, a tiny B. But when back in the days, that took me like 4 hours. So it took me like 7 years learning how to do that in 25 minutes. Yeah, but that doesn't mean that I have to charge you less because it took me less hours. You know what I mean?
So if you've been doing ESET for 7 years, right? I guess Instagram was big back then. How big of an impact is social media with how?
I think
like
that
were you doing that from the beginning?
I think it was like way better before.
Okay.
Like
It seems like
algorithm thing is like fuck everybody up. Like not just me. Like you can ask this to every single tattoo
artist. It seems like Instagram's kind of dead. Honestly, it seems like everything's just ads and suggested content, and that is what's pushed. And then the people you follow aren't really pushed on.
I think that. Feed. But I think this started like 2 years and a half ago. Like Instagram got super down. I think that.
But is that the only way to kind of market yourself is through your Instagram?
I think that's the best way. But I think that now I'm gonna. It's just that I'm so lazy for like edit like clips and that kind of stuff. But I think I'm gonna hire someone. So someone here wants to do that, let me know. Because I'm bad at it. I think that TikTok is like getting super popular, so that's better.
Yeah, their algorithms are insane.
Yeah. Because like I used to have more views, more of everything. So a lot of people like it was a good time because like when I was like working more, like my followers go like growth a lot. But I think that I was there like for more than a year, just the same amount, which is stupid. But well, I don't know how to control it. I don't. I think that at the beginning of that I was not worried about it. I was like, but then I was like, I don't fuck about it. Just like I'm doing well. I'm gonna work more and do it better. So like my job better. So I think that I was lucky to start in a good time because now, okay, I have like a lot of clients because I've been doing this for a long time. You know what I mean? So I know that I'm not gonna stop working because I'm not gonna take more followers on Instagram or whatever. But I think it sucks the way that you could be like a really good artist, but if the other one it's bad one, but he's good at taking videos. You know, he's gonna be like more popular. But I think that takes you skills too. So it's part like I don't think it's about it. It's just like you're good at marketing, and that's good too. Like you're not stupid, but if you think about it, just like a tattoo is going to be forever. It's not just a picture. So I'm proud of that. My job looks better in person, the pictures, because it's just like
You think
okay.
it looks better in person?
Yeah, I think it looks way better.
It looks so good in the picture there too, honestly.
Yeah, so when I took the
Wow.
picture, it's like, I have a lot of things that I can post it, but I think it's just my mind that it's not that good, you know. Like I don't want to post it.
And then, because you're doing a lot of color, those need touch-ups, obviously, right? Or no?
I think not always.
They don't. Okay.
No, actually, because I think that I have a way to heal that tattoos. Like I don't know if you ever heard about a patch. Like it's for tattoos. It's like that's like super disgusting because it's full of ink. And have you
I
ever?
have not
I think
a patch. Are you saying it's just like black on your skin?
no, it's
Or
like a patch. Like it's like a tiny thing that you put it sticky like sticks up like above the tattoo.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I don't.
It's just like something that, like, for example, people with diabetes put
Oh
on
yes,
that.
yes. Okay. Yeah.
It's just like a
Yeah.
clinic thing that I put it on.
Uh-huh.
So I think that helps a lot because
Okay.
as I told you, it's like an injury with ink. So basically, tattoos are scars with ink. So you have to take care of it like it was like an injury, you know. So if I put that, it's just like translucent patch. You can see through. You can see the tattoo on there, and you have to put it there for 15 days.
Mm-hmm.
No, 50 days.
50. Okay.
This is like basically 2 weeks, which
Uh-huh.
is gonna smell weird. It's gonna look so bad, but I think it's gonna get you a really good result.
It helps.
Tattoo.
Okay. What about you could focus on new clients, repeat clients, or let's say you become like a tattoo artist for like someone famous specifically, kind of like how a barber would travel with a celebrity, right? Is there like an ideal one that you would want, or is there like a different approach if you were approaching it to where you want like you're just trying to get new clients, or is it always you're trying to get repeat clients, or is that like where your focus is at?
No, I think that I want to get new clients because no one knows me. So basically, for example, in Mexico, I think that I have a week I do tattoos to 4 like usual clients and maybe 2 news a week.
Okay.
Yeah.
But if you could, like, let's say you could, some celebrity, like, could tattoo artists live off of having like celebrity clients essentially, where they only tattoo?
Do you mean like make deals with them, like?
Well, it just seems like, because
Okay, I think
because the price differences are pretty drastically, insanely different. I feel like, and so I guess I keep comparing it to barbers, but it is kind of similar. Where there's a lot of at least male celebrities that will have a specific barber that they'll fly out to different countries or different states to specifically give them a haircut because they like how they do it. So if there's like a tattoo artist, I wonder if there's and I haven't really seen this, but I wonder if there's tattoo artists that strictly like maybe have like 4 or 5 celebrities they only do tattoos for, and they just live off of that money because they don't really need to tattoo anyone else.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Actually, basically, for example, I have a friend who tattooed the clown from Slipknot.
From Slipknot, okay.
You know Slipknot?
I do know that, yeah.
Okay, so but, like she does it, but they're conference now. I think she charged like he pays for everything, like she stays at his home and pays for the ticket and everything. But she keeps like doing tattoos for other people too. So, but actually, what happened actually in LA most is that a lot of people send you message about to get like the deal of okay, I'm gonna post you. Okay, that what happened? There depends. Like I done that before, like only 2 times. Once it was because my younger brother wants to meet this guy, and he was like 20, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna just do the tattoo for you to meet him because like, okay, he's a 20-year-old buddy who do Twitch thing, and that day I didn't even know like what Twitch was until that day. I was like, oh, I do videos on Twitch. And I was like, what the f- is Twitch? And I asked my brother, what the is Twitch?
Oh, you're talking about the streaming.
Yeah,
Yes,
the streaming
okay,
was like,
okay,
what
okay.
the is Twitch? Oh my god. So after that comment, and my brother was like, okay, it's like a thing that you can play video games and a lot of it's a live thing. And I was like, okay, you know, we're gonna do this only for you because you want to meet him. But I was like, okay. He paused me and then what? He's like 20-year-old, like 20-year-old people, like it's not that often there you're not gonna spend that much on a tattoo. So it's not like it's not worth it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like depends on your how do you say audience are because
Yeah.
I'm not that interested. If you have like 4 million like kids following you, they're
They're
not
not
gonna
gonna
get
tattoo.
tattoos. They're gonna pay. They're not gonna spend that much money on tattoos. You know, like no way. But if you're like a celebrity who, I don't know, your contacts about like something, and people are older and they have jobs. You know what I mean? They're not like just playing video games on the computer and stuff. Okay, so that could work, but I don't know. And now, as we are talking about Instagram, it's like you can have like 1 million of followers, but maybe your engagement is not good. So it's pointless, you know. It's like okay, you have 1 million followers, but it's like you have like 200 likes on your pictures. Like, what the are you talking about? Like, who's gonna win in this? You're only gonna win because I'm gonna teach you. I'm gonna spend my day tattooing you, and I'm not gonna get any client because only hundreds of like watching you with your. You wanna get like advantage of you have a million, but let me see. I don't know. It's not like you know has no sense.
Yeah, that does.
So
that's kind of like the curse of like Instagram models is that like they might have really good engagement on their Instagrams, but it's usually like all guys following them, and then they try and get brand deals for like stuff to sell to women, but they don't have any women followers, and so there's like you know
like
what
that,
I mean?
yeah.
There's no it doesn't work out. Interesting.
Yeah, that doesn't work out. Well, I don't know. It's just what I thought. Like maybe back in this when I was starting, I was okay. You have a meal, okay? I'm in, but like I'm not that stupid anymore.
Yeah,
you know? So it's gonna be a no. Or maybe I would do like for free to someone who I like his contact, even if they don't post me. For example, for a singer that I like, even like I don't know, I would love to do a Bad Bunny one. If he never like no one knows about it, like I can't live with that, you know. But if I do it, like if I know that I'm gonna know someone that I admire or something, I would do it for sure.
That would be cool too, even because like even if it's in a photo, right, of your tattoo, someone might see that and be like, I love that tattoo.
Yeah.
Right? So even if it was free, that works out honestly.
I think
it's
actually
like
that's how it works. That's why you have to do it right because and that's why I try to avoid to do things that I don't usually do because a lot of people's gonna see it and they're gonna see your work. It's totally different, you know. Because when you post something, people start to ask for that kind of stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's why I try to avoid to do things that I don't usually do. Because if it's like a bad idea, like people like when people is gonna ask you like who made this, you're not gonna explain that. Oh, I got a shitty idea, and it was all my fault because I wanted this tiny. They like she told me about it. You know, they're gonna say like, oh, she made it. They don't know the whole context. You know what I mean? Like, if something goes like not that cool, but no one's gonna tell you that it wasn't your fault. They're just gonna take a look and know that you fucked it up. So.
Why do you, like so you kind of it's like you said earlier you kind of fell into tattooing it sounds like so do you want to do this the rest of your life do you think or do you have something else in mind that you want to do?
I think I want to do it for the rest of my life but not that often like maybe twice a week.
But you do love it?
Yeah.
Okay. Is it the drawing though or is it actually tattooing?
No, actually tattooing.
It's the tattooing that you like?
Okay. It's just like maybe I would love to paint 3 days and only do 2 tattoos a week.
Have you ever thought of having an Instagram of just drawings or no?
No,
Or like painting?
I think that
No.
Instagram is not worth it.
Okay.
Maybe.
But do you do like so when you draw and paint? Are you is that always just to get better at tattooing, or is it also just kind of for your enjoyment? You know what I mean?
No.
So is like because you enjoy drawing and painting, right? But is it always to get better at tattooing or like to practice for tattooing, or is it something you kind of do separately as well? That you like to draw and like have a
Nothing
portrait
could be
maybe?
like separate, but it's just like separate, but at the end of the day, it's like the same thing.
Yeah, it does translate. Okay.
Yeah.
What about advice for someone that wants to get their first tattoo?
Okay, like I think you have to take a look of what you want to get. For example, everyone has different kind of different kind of tattoo. Like
Uh-huh.
maybe you're on a specialist of something. So if you see that someone do really cool tattoos, doesn't mean that the style that you want, he's gonna make it good because maybe he he's not or she's not. You know what I mean? It's just like you have to take a look and search for the kind of artist that does what you want to get. Because if it's what I told you, like doesn't mean that if you see my Instagram doesn't mean that I'm gonna do like a really cool geometric thing because that's not my thing. You know what I mean? It's like there's people who does that way better than me because it's what they do every day. You know, like I don't do geometric like every day. Okay, maybe I can do it. That's not gonna be like too bad. But if you go with someone who does likes all day, every day, of course it's gonna be better. You know what I mean? And just like listen to your tattoo artist advices and don't be like I think that you shouldn't like check a lot of how much it cost with this, with this, with this. Just if you want it with to get it with someone, just save your money, even if it's a year or whatever it takes you to get it. Just save your money and do who you want it. Because if you do it with another one because it was cheaper, you're gonna regret it and take it out like laser. It's really painful. It's more expensive and do cover ups, it's more expensive, it's painful, and it's not gonna look that cool, you know? Even for me to cover this ones that it's really tiny, like it's really hard because my arm is not that big. So if I wanna cover it, I have to do it like so big that it's gonna look weird on my I have to do my whole arm to do it like seem good, you know what I mean? So if you wanna do it just like doesn't think much about like, how much you're gonna spend, it's better to just save your money and do it with the person that you wanna get it instead of just do it cheaper, regret it, and I don't know, you know what I mean? What else?
And then the prep, like like be hydrated, don't be sunburned,
Don't be sunburned.
don't smoke if you can help it.
Yeah, if you can avoid and smoke.
But you're basically what you were saying earlier is that can all affect the tattoo.
Yeah, actually,
right?
you have you can take like can I take a look for?
Yeah.
Let me see. It's aspirina. What's aspirin? Aspirin has.
Aspirin.
Yeah. Okay. The aspirin has something that makes your blood like thinner, so you're gonna be blotting. How do you say that? Like.
Yeah, blotting. So you're saying you bleed.
Yeah,
more.
you bleed more.
Yeah. Okay.
Because it has like something for that avoids your blood to stop. So you shouldn't take those or something that causes the same effect, like thinner blood. People who takes it should know what I mean, right? And not sunburn for sure. Drinks a lot of water. If you can put some like aloe vera.
Aloe vera, yeah.
Like for a month before you get it, that would be awesome.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, because like everything is about your skin. Like if you have a healthy skin, your tattoo is gonna be way better if you're not. Like we're not able to do transition like color transitions or textures if your skin is in a bad shape. Like your tattoo depends on you too. Okay, so take care of it good. Everyone like every tattooer has their own way to heal for the healing process. So I do the patch thing, but there's a lot of other people who doesn't like it. I don't know, just follow the rules who your tattoo artist tells you to do, because we have like we know how deep we injure, like how much damage are we gonna do to your skin. So for example, color tattoos are more painful and the damage from skin is like higher than just do like a tiny tattoo, you know. The technique for making that right and it's different. Like it's damage. It's gonna damage your skin in a different way than just get just like a tiny thing. So that's why I choose the patch, because I think that it's better. Like it's really better. It's the better one. It's the best way that I ever did before. So just follow the instructions that your tattoo artist gives to you. I think that's it.
Okay. What about then? I like to focus normally on like an 18-year-old just graduated high school or a college kid that just graduated college. What's your advice if they want to be like a tattoo artist, get started? Because you did touch on earlier, like it's gonna take time obviously to get good. So like if you're like 29 years old, like understand it's gonna take like 7 years or whatever, right, to be really good. But so if you're like 18, 22, what's your
Okay, you
advice
can
there?
start if you're 35. You want to, of course.
Yeah, but I want like specifically though for like young people.
Okay, first of all, go to art school or a drawing school, because that's gonna be really helpful. Well, depends on what your goals, because a lot of people who draw, actually, that's a funny thing that back in the days, I think that 7 years ago and before that, like we're like the middle generation. Like we have like the older generation of tattoo artists. We're like right in the middle, and that's like the new generations now. Okay, so back in the days, you are. I think it's kind of a different thing that tattoo artists did everything. Like as I know, like I know how to do traditional color, black and gray, everything. You know, but now people are just like getting a specialist in something. Like I don't know, you were like a really good like graphic designer who did something, then you translate what you did in the computer and paper to tattoos and only do that. I think it's different. The process is different. I think there are like graphic designers who are now tattoo artists, but tattoo artists, like all tattoo artists, know how to do everything, because it's, I think for our perspective, it's like a job, like a service. You know, for example, I don't do a lot of things. I don't enjoy do a lot of things, but I'm really grateful with some of my clients that if someday they ask me for something I don't usually do, I was like, okay, let's do it, because like it's like about, you know, between the client and you, that if you, I don't know, they trust you from the beginning. You know, I usually do, but I think that now it's what is happening. That new generation are doing this. That they're good in drawing a specific thing, and then they translate what they're doing to just tattoos. You know what I mean? It's like
so
it's
they
a different
specialize.
process.
They specialize instead of being a generalist.
Exactly.
Okay.
Which I think both are good, but depends on what you want to do. Like, for example, you need to be like realistic. That if there's there, sometimes people ask me like, what else do you do for a living? It's like I have no time for anything else, you know. I woke up, like usually when I have like fully booked it, the full book, I just like, I don't know, my word is like I wake up, I take out my dog, and I work out and wash and do like eat and everything, just draw, and I don't know, like I know what time I'm gonna start, but I never know like how long does that go. I can have like a like, okay, this is gonna take me like 4 hours. Could me take 2, but could me take 5, 6, 7 hours. Like I will never know.
Mhm.
So I have no time. Like this is a really hard job. Like your back's gonna hurt if you don't take care of it. Like spend hours with someone that you don't know, it's gonna be weird sometimes. There's asshole out there, there's really nice people out there too, but it's like you never know what's gonna happen. You know, like it's just like something goes super random one day. But oh my god, I forgot what I was saying. What was the question?
So it was advice for like an 18 to 22 year
Yeah,
old.
yeah, I
And so
remember
you
that. But
said
I was talking about like
first you said go to art school, and then you're talking about specializing is like the new generation thing instead of being a generalist. Any other specific advice or no? I mean that's good advice honestly. If that's like okay, how about this with social media? Should they be trying to build a TikTok probably?
Yeah, I think that's better.
Like, is that
for
important
example.
to do?
Yeah. I
Okay.
think. Oh, yeah. I was thinking about it. So if you're planning to be a tattoo artist, that you're gonna be thinking straight that it's a job. So if you like to travel, you are like I think I have one of the most cool jobs ever. You know, I'd be able to travel. I know a lot of people, cool people. Like I and I think that I travel a lot. Like a lot of tattooers doesn't do that, but I think that I like to take that on my advantage because I like to do it. So, but if you don't know how to do it, but just you only know how to do your thing, if you travel, you need to pay things, and a lot of cities are really expensive. If you don't know how to do like a tiny thing, you're gonna be screwed. I think it's good to know how to do a lot of styles, at least maybe three, like color, like basic color, how to do like tiny tattoos in your thing, you know, like the
So
thing
okay.
that you're specific, like wanna try it. But
So you're saying if you want to travel, don't just be a specialist in one thing, have a few other things going on because you can't just do that one thing necessarily in the new place you're in.
yeah, I think that's my advice. Like, if you're really lucky and you're really talented, you're not gonna be like you're not only gonna get what you're doing. But I'm talking about like I only know maybe 5 tattooers. I know a lot of them, but it's not like to be honest, it's not that easy. You know, because when you travel, like no one knows you. Like, and Instagram is like so bad now that even if you're paying for advertising and stuff, maybe they're not gonna get that much work. So if you don't know how to do a lot of things, you're gonna be stuck. Maybe you have to go back because you're gonna be out of money. You know what I mean? Draw a lot, maybe just like take art. Like you have to know how to draw, like for sure. And just like for example, one of the most good advice that I have is that don't work alone for long periods of time because you're gonna get rusty. Like you have to watch other people working because they have other different techniques, and if you're watching that, you're gonna learn because it's like for example in Mexico City I used to work in a tattoo shop that was really good, and I have like a friend that just started to doing it, and I was like, oh, come and do a guest spot in the tattoo shop, and they were like, no, because I think that everyone is so good there, and I'm afraid of what they gonna think. Is like, okay, stupid. So how are you gonna get better if you only hang out with people who doesn't know what are they doing? So the only way that you're gonna be better is just like put you on uncomfortable situations. Like you're gonna be uncomfortable, of course. Like no one likes to see that everyone's better than you and know that everyone's there is better than you. But if you don't do it, like how's the way that you're gonna learn how to be better? You know what I mean? For example, I think that the tattoo shop that I work here, like everyone is so good. Like they're like really talented people, and I'm not afraid. Maybe that's because of my personality too. But I think that doesn't break me. It's just like I get close to them. I ask question. And actually I was like, I don't know. At the beginning, I remember first of all like regional tattoo artists, And I remember this guy that I want to get a tattoo from like 8 or 9 years ago. And I was like, I want to go with him because he was like 6 hour on a bus away, and it's like an hour and a half on a plane away from me, who's like John Mendoza in Guadalajara.
Okay.
So I want to get a tattoo from him really bad, and now he's my best friend.
Wow.
So the first time I was there, and he just started like shows me his draw because he's been tattooing for maybe 12 years now. So back in the days we didn't have an iPad. We have to do everything like drawing, you know?
Oh, you draw on an iPad?
No, we didn't. We didn't have an iPad.
But now do you do it?
Now everyone does that.
Really? Okay. Wow, that's interesting. Isn't that a different
It's
skill
just
set
that maybe
though?
just one person
That's not a different skill set though, to like actually draw on paper versus on an iPad?
is different. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the iPad is so much easier. Like,
Oh, it is.
but
Okay.
it's gonna like save you a lot of time. You don't want to spend like three times more time to just draw because you want to be like, which is good. Like if you're gonna do it, like I'm maybe a lazy person, but I'm not gonna do it because I'm not gonna invert that much time in something that I shouldn't take me. I don't want to take me like 3 hours to do a drawing and then 4 hours to do the tattoo and set up everything. You know, like it's better for me. It's better to save time and do like invest that time in the tattoo, not on the drawing, because I don't know. For me, it's like that, you know. But he was like, show me all his draws, like hand draws, and it was like, you know, like I never thought about this could happen. And now, like the people who I work with in LA is like really good, like super famous, like world famous tattoo artists. Like they're just only like the best convention. Like they have their own brand ink, like inks. Like sometimes do like sets of what they are using. Usually like palettes of colors of what they usually do the most. And now I was like working with them, and the other day like I was like I turned Sergey Shanko is the name of one of those. They're from Russia. Almost all of them are from Russia. And I was like, you should try this yellow. And he was like, okay, let me take a look. And he just used it, and I was like, oh my god. Like, I just tell Sarah, hey, come on, advise on which kind of yellow should, you know what I mean? I was like, oh my god. And he was like, oh, this is the best yellow I ever had. I was like, oh my god. You know what I mean? It's just like maybe silly, but it's just like something that I never.
Yeah.
Like never thought that could happen.
Yeah.
Now that we send memes, you know, stickers and that kind of stuff, like with a guy that it's like super good tattoo artist now.
I think that applies to everything where you want to be around people that are better than you, because even if you're always the worst one, you're gonna get a lot better than you would playing around people that are bad, you know.
So you have to do that. Like if you can work alone, I like to work alone. Like I cannot work always with people. I rather like take periods of time when I'm just working alone. But you shouldn't like do it. Like if you're not that disciplined, like it's gonna be bad, you know. So you need to go somewhere and learn from the people who are doing better than you. There's no other way. Even if you're gonna look stupid for sure, but just do it. There's no other way to do it. You have to be uncomfortable around the people, and actually, you will see that the ego from artists. I don't know if it's like in every single, but from artists, like a lot of people has really big egos, and they're not even that good, you know. It's just so stupid because when I like approached to these people, I was like, they're so cool. Like if you ask for something or whatever, they'll like treat you so well. They're not gonna treat you like you're stupid, and they're gonna make you feel comfortable. And
you're saying the good people are like that.
Yeah.
I think that's true generally. It's like the really good ones are humble and like helpful, and then the ones that have
which is
attitude.
really weird because you thought like, oh my
You're
god.
thinking the
Okay, of
opposite.
course they're like rock stars.
Yeah.
You know, like you're never gonna be able to talk about anything. But it's just like maybe just I never know someone like that, like, or maybe, but I don't wanna give names. But it could happen, like, and a lot of people are really afraid of that. Like, I don't wanna be there because all of them are so good. It's like, so why do you wanna be there? If they're like better than you, you should be there. Like, where else do you wanna go? Like, when everybody's worse than you, why? You know, you have to take your ego away. It's the only way to learn things.
Last question. As far as getting jobs at different tattoo places, if you're traveling, right? Is it just the work speaks for itself simply, and that's how you get jobs, or is there like a networking component of it? Like if someone looked at your, so if let's say you're coming to LA, right, and you don't have you're looking for a place
To
to work, is it just like they're looking at how good your work is that you do, and then they want you, or is there like a networking component to it,
No,
or
yeah.
how does that work?
For me, I don't know for everybody, but for me, it happens. It would happen in a couple different ways. For example, in Canada, I used to have a boyfriend who was a really good tattoo artist too, and he meets like some people from Canada at a tattoo convention. So they invites him to work in Canada. So he was like, "You want to go with me?" I was like, "Okay." Then I start to be friends with them, and I actually go there, and he doesn't go there anymore. So that's there. I think that's one of the ways. Like, people in tattoo conventions. So I think that you have to work on your social skills too, because I don't know, like, I am like an extrovert person, but if I have to do something, I do it. But if I
Wait, you're saying you're an introvert or you're an extrovert?
both, like,
Oh,
I'm more an introvert,
okay.
like,
But you know how to flex the extrovert when you need to, basically. You know how to be more social.
I know how to. If I can avoid, I tell people I will avoid it. But if I have to, and I feel like something came like good of something, I will do it. Like, I won't mind. But it's like you have to push yourself if you don't want to, because there's no other way to know people. Like, if you're really shy, like, I know really good tattoo artist is just like one of the best that I ever know. But he's like really shy. He's like maybe he's old, no, that old. He's like, I don't know, maybe 48 years old. Like, he's not too old, but he's not a young one, But he's like really good, like really good, like so good. But like he never tries to go out, like he doesn't travel a lot, which doesn't mean that it's bad. It's just like my way to see things. That if you are able to, but well, maybe he's married, he has kids, maybe that's why he could travel a lot. But you have to push yourself, because if you're not like, or for me, in this case, what I have to start is that post my like fucking reels and that kind of stuff that I have to do it, even if I don't want to do it. It's just part of what you have to do. So that's one. And the other, it's just like I usually just send a message to a tattoo shop. It's like, can you go like there and do a guest spot? And that's it. Usually they respond, but it could happen that they don't respond. Like, for sure they take a look at your profiles, for sure. Now, if you want to go a good one, right?
Yeah.
And the other is like, well, it's like first time, for example, like a lot of people, like my friends from Mexico comes to me because I used to travel a lot, so I know a lot of people, and I just like, if you wanna come, just tell me and I can talk to them, like, gonna come. If I think they're good, for sure I would talk to the shop or with my friends there, and just do that. Yeah, I think that's the three different ways that I use. But I usually just like send a message like, can I do a guest spot there? And a lot of like people, I have another true tattoo shop from LA who invites me to their shop. Like, it's not, oh, I saw I'm the owner of this tattoo shop. You want to do a guest spot here? We would love to have you. They invite you. I think that's the way.
I have two quick questions. I just thought of. Are you changing? Well, I guess you said in LA you're probably gonna widen it out and do more different like style of tattoos, right? But if you were trying to be established, let's say in LA, are you like cognizant or are you aware of the types of styles the other tattoo artists are doing in the tattoo shop you're in? And then are you maybe changing like you're gonna focus on something else because there's people that do this, right? Is that is something you do? Okay.
Yeah.
That is something to take into consideration. Okay. That's a quick question. We need to go into that. And then my other one was gonna be just with the networking thing. So do you think then, I mean, I think this is the case in a lot of pretty much every career, is that maybe like the person that's a really good networker that's kind of average at tattooing is going to be more successful than the guy that's like maybe a master that doesn't network still.
Yeah, actually, for example, Mexico City, I'm not gonna say the name, but we have well, okay, this is, I'm gonna be straight in this. Like, we have the tattoo shop that I worked before I came here was like a really good tattoo shop. So everyone there is so talented, and we have like
in Mexico, right?
We all know this guy that I'm not gonna say.
Okay, I'm gonna find like,
but it's like this guy who charge like 4,000
US.
Yeah.
US, okay.
For
little baby,
like this,
little tattoos. I need to show you this other guy after. Okay, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna explain something that no, I can't because I think that's the only guy who made this. And everyone
don't get yourself in. Not that, yeah.
So, but we have this guy, and it's like, you know, like it's like we make jokes about him, like. But I think that this thing that I think too that is like when you talk bad about someone, it's because I don't know, it's like envy too, you know, like how is this
usually a component
like
making
not talented making that much
yeah.
and I'm that better artist and I'm not making that much money. I think that it's like the two sides, you know, you have to be honest, like but that doesn't mean that he is not bad. Okay, but he's good in other stuff like show himself. For example, like a lot of people think that I'm a dude sometimes, like it's like, hey bro, how much does this cost?
What do you mean they think you're a dude? Because they don't see that.
Because I'm not post a lot of pictures of myself
on your Instagram. So if they're seeing anything, it's either the tattoos or like an arm, maybe. Like you tattooing, it's like.
Maybe not new followers, you know.
Okay.
Like just see pictures. I don't have like a lot of pictures of myself. It's like,
that's
hey,
funny.
Hey, bro, how much for this? It's like, what the heck? First of all, but yeah, that happens a lot. It's just like. I try to keep it in that way because like if I start just post like picture of myself, I know what would happen. Like I know, but it's not what I want, you know, like it's just that it's not my thing.
Actually, you want the work to speak for itself versus like you getting stuff because you're like an attractive female.
So that's what I did, way that I try to keep it. But I don't know, maybe later you're gonna like see me on a no, I am kidding, but I mean like
mine's tight. Where's the bikini? Get it.
No, but I saw it like.
Does that happen though with women tattoo artists? Because I've never really seen that on Instagram. I honestly don't really even see that many tattoo artists that are women. I feel that like just are in the algorithm.
I think it's the algorithm, but I have like a client that she just told me like, oh, I want to be a tattoo artist and start learning and ask a lot of questions, which I open it like every time that someone asks me something, I'm not like, I'm not gonna, I'm just like, okay, what do you want to know? Why can I help you, you know? So, but after like, I don't know what happened, but like a year, and a month ago, just like, a video just like started go viral on my Instagram because I follow a lot of tattoo artists and they were sharing it. And it was my client. Of course, not a lot of them knew that she was my client. Like do like customs, like how do you say that? Like customs.
Costume?
Yeah, like
Was wearing a costume?
otaku people, and you know what I mean,
Oh, anime. Like
like
anime costumes.
anime costumes.
So this girl went viral for wearing an anime costume, and
But
was she
it was just a basic level.
but it was
It's not she
and it
was
was tattooing in that outfit.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
man,
That was sad, you know. But because like to be honest, she's not a good tattoo artist. She's not that bad, but I mean, but who am I to judge that? It's just that thing can happen. Like I'm not against it. It's just like, come on.
yeah.
But I think that actually, I think about tattoos like something else because a lot of people say like, no, because you're gonna have a bad tattoo, you don't have it. Okay, I get it, but to be honest, like it's like a cool part of tattoos. Everyone can get one, not a good one, not expensive one. But I think it's something like jail guys doing it. You know, it's just like something that has to be meaningful for you. Well, just in case it is. For example, my tattoo doesn't have any meaning for me. It's just that I like it, and it's just like an aesthetic thing for me. But actually, it's interesting how you can get a tattoo in jail, and I think that's the essence of tattoos. You know, like it's like even you are really poor, you can get it. You can do it on yourself with a needle and just like pen ink if you wanted to do it. You know, it's just like I don't mind. It's just like tattoos are for everybody. If you want to spend your money just like on a girl almost naked, just do a tattoo. It's okay. It's fine. Like I think it's sad. I don't like it, but that doesn't mean that it's bad. You know, it's just like the way it is. It's okay that there's a lot of things out there.
That's like a new level of like simping. You know what simping is?
No, what is it?
Simping is kind of like an internet term for men that
Yeah,
are
yeah,
really
for
nice to women
Yeah,
with
I
the
know.
like thinking that they're gonna like
Yeah,
date them or whatever, right? And so on the internet, Twitch is a good one. Like men will give all this money to like female streamers, thinking that they have a chance with them, right?
Yeah,
Like, oh,
yeah,
one
yeah.
day she's gonna like I give her
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
$15,000. One day she's gonna want to date me. So there's like in tattooing, it's like I'm gonna get this tattoo from the shitty tattoo artist because I think she maybe will date me, and she's wearing this like hot like anime outfit. That's like a whole that's blowing my mind, honestly.
Yeah, but it depends on you. You know, for example, I don't know why.
And it's on your body forever too. That's another thing.
Yeah. But I think that depends on you, like totally on you. For example, like, oh my god, guys, I didn't have like too many bad experience with clients, but I have like a couple. Like it's like I don't know, like you have an appointment in 2 weeks, and I just like post a picture of me, and the guy's like, "Oh, you're so pretty." It's like, what the is that? I don't know, like why would you mess with someone that is gonna do something on your skin forever? You know, it's like piss off your dentist when you're gonna get a surgery. Like you know what? It was just like common sense for me. I don't know, like it's just that happens too. And I don't know how to avoid this. She was like, okay, that the date came, and I tried to do it maybe in another tattoo shop where our most tattoo artists, like male tattoo artists, so if something happened, you know, it's like kind of sad that we have to, like male, like female, we have to worry about that kind of stuff too. So if you're one of those dicks, please stop it. Like that's so bad. Like if you think that I'm like attractive or something, just shut up. No one asks you. Like it's like why did you do that? You know, it's not necessary. And that's only one time that I dated a client, and it was like so bad, and I never gonna do that. And to be honest, I do. My clients are most female, so.
Oh, are they?
But I rather to be female, to be honest, just to avoid that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Because imagine you're gonna be sitting 6 hours with a dude who's
like once.
Starting
Yeah.
like they're gonna eat you. It's like so uncomfortable, and I'm just like super quiet with guys. That's happens like.
Oh really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
See, I just like if it's a guy and he doesn't mention like he has a girlfriend or he's married, I'm gonna be like quiet the most of the time. Just like answer like, do you like it? Yes. They don't know. That's
So you're
it.
not.
That's all I do.
So he's not thinking anything of like he has a chance type of thing, or what?
I
Is
think
that-
they have they
or-
think that.
If you're talking. Right?
Yeah, or even if I'm not talking, I.
Well, that's what I'm saying is like a lot of times men like don't like if a girl's nice to them, they'll think they like maybe she's just being nice, but they think that she likes him because of that, and so there's like that component of if you're tattooing, if you're just like super talkative, talking to them, then they're gonna think like that's an opening for them to.
Yeah,
right?
so I'm
Okay.
so
you're
quiet
you're
when
quieter.
if I don't know them, because
Uh-huh.
sometimes after I don't know maybe I have a few clients that comes after, like but I start talking like slow, you know, and they it at first if they say like something about their girlfriends,
Mhm.
it's like okay this happened because there's sometimes they have but they don't even mention it, you know,
Uh-huh.
because I noticed after this happens to me, it's like I have a client that talks a lot during the session. It kind of it was a nice guy. Like he's not bad,
Uh-huh.
but he just do like my pictures. You know what I mean? Like, but never like say something or makes me uncomfortable or ask something about my personal life, like beyond the tattoo thing, whatever.
Mhm.
And after I think maybe after 5 tattoos, I made him like I had this client, it was a girl, and after 3 tattoos, she told me that, oh, I'm married with this guy, and I was like, I was like, what the? You know what I mean? I was like, really? Yeah, and she was like, yeah, that's my husband. And I was
That's
like,
wild.
what? You know?
That's so wild.
I think that's weird. I thought that was weird, and I like this client. Like I get along really good with her. I never mentioned anything, but I thought it was weird. I thought it was weird. But
Wow,
but
what?
after I think that after I started tattooing her, like I stopped tattooing him. And I started to do tattoos with other. Oh, now that I'm thinking about it, maybe they had a fight. She forbidden to see me get tattoos with me. I don't know.
That's crazy. Wow. Okay. So, is your Instagram the best place to get a hold of you, or like if people want to get a tattoo from you, where should they? The
Yeah, I
website
think
of where
that-
you're at, or your Instagram is fine.
Yeah, I think Instagram or Facebook it's fine.
What is the
whatever you have.
Instagram and Facebook? I'll link to it too, but if you want to say it.
It's just how do you say it? The
Underscore.
underscore. It's UV underscore. Should I spell it? Aranda.
Yeah.
ARANDA. Low score. Oh my god,
Underscore.
tattoo.
Tattoo. I'll link to it too, so it's
Yeah,
fine.
and my Facebook is it's just my name is too long. It's Virydiana Aranda Tattoo.
Okay. I'll link to that too. But that's the best way is messaging you directly, not like going through the tattoo parlor.
Yeah. I don't do like WhatsApp messages. It's like super weird. Like sometimes people is like, can I get your WhatsApp too? No. It's like no.
Yeah.
And actually, I changed my number twice because of that. Because I used to like when
Your
I
WhatsApp
said I
number?
used to like okay, give me your number for doing
yeah.
confirmation. I use my own cell phone,
Mhm.
and then it was like, okay, here I'm at 3 a.m. in the morning, and someone's like, how much for this? Like, oh my god, it's 3 a.m. in the morning. What the fuck do you want to do with this information right now?
Yeah.
Like people are like.
Some people are just weird, you know. They don't have boundaries. and
So
stuff.
I never, ever gives my number for no reason. Like you have to be like really close, like that kind of client that I invite to my birthday celebration to get my number because people are weird, like real weird.
Yeah, I can see.
And
that.
and if I give someone my number, it's like okay, if you're gonna give my number to someone, I'm gonna block you. you have to know this because like or call me at 2 a.m. or I don't know. People are weird. So just Facebook and Instagram, please.
Thank you. This
Okay.
was great.